Yeah. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, cool cats. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're at in the world on this, I want to say this blue, greenish, white marble that's spinning around somewhere in space. You could have been anywhere in the world and you're here, and I greatly appreciate that. Today is a new day, and if you woke up, that's a victory. You won, and I hope this weekend is awesome and kind to you. I hope that you get some amazing real life RNG. And if you've been on the show before, for the program, I stress real life RNG, and you know what real life RNG is. You know, it could be you getting that dream job you wanted, and sometimes you get not so good real life RNG. You know, it could be losing said job, it could be stuck in traffic, it could be not winning the lotto, or placing a bet it just didn't work out for you. It happens. It does. True story. Just do not forget that you can craft things in your life, in your situation, until you get better RNG. Now, we've got a great program for you today. I said we have a great program for you today. We're going to talk about the community again that is Marvel's Avengers. We're going to probably play around a little bit with Kate, give or take. I'm having some technical issues with that. I'll bring up that in a little bit. We're going to go over the war table patch notes that are out. They did another one of those, so we'll go over that. What else are we doing? Oh, we got a treat. Sonic Photo. You know him, you love him. In the community, he's doing awesome things, especially when it comes to taking pictures. And so towards the end, or maybe the middle, I don't know, I'm figuring this all out, we are going to have basically him give us some tips on photo mode. So he'll be in here for about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll talk about that, show him some love, and I'll be sure to show where you can follow him on YouTube. So with that out of the way, let's get into the lead. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, I want to be a cool cat. Well, how do you be a cool cat? You just hit the follow button. You hit the follow button and you become a cool cat. I want to say thank you to an actual mole for following the program. Thank you very much. You're now a cool cat. Greatly appreciate it. Now, Marvel's Avengers in the community. What do we have here? Well, it's in disarray. I'll tell you that much. It's in disarray. I'm looking at, again, if you check the past streams that I've done, and even when I did the stream similar to this, the dev stream, the conversation is there. The conversation is soon the whole community and people on the outside of the community are going to know about what's going on. And this is not a good look for Marvel's Avengers, the community, and it's not a good look for the devs. And I hate to say the devs because it's not the devs necessarily, just Crystal Dynamics, Square, Eidos or whatever, that's from Montreal. That's another studio that's on the load up. They're not getting any conversation on it because we don't know what the accountability is. But man, I mean, from how I think it works is Crystal Dynamics works on the game. Square is the one that publishes. They pay for the marketing and everything like that in between. And a lot of times when you do that, they're the ones who set the lofty goals and the timeline that the devs have to keep up to. So the devs could look at it and say, look, this game's not going to be ready till late 2021 or early 2022. And then the publishing company is like, yeah, we got stock options, so we need that game to come out now. So with that out of the way, and we'll continue to talk about the community and going into it, but you can look at the previous videos I put out in streams and it will say what's already happening, and we'll get through it. So again, on the Dadadpanther, this is a fake dev stream. I was going to do it on Friday on the time slot that they normally do it. I just didn't want to, I didn't know if that was right to do it. Um, they were taking some time off, and that's fine. So what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to get into, we're going to talk about the war table. All right. So again, I'm new at this. This is the second time I'm putting this together. So I'm going to stumble, I'm going to fumble, but we're here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'll go ahead and read it off. So we got the Marvel's Avenger War Table Weekly blog 21. All right, like I said before, I think they need to update the format on this, and they need to make it easier, like maybe in the Discord it just comes out like a picture. That way it could just be passed around. Content creators can go ahead and apply that. It'd just be easier if they did it that way. And they try to make their information more bite-sized, but also the accountability on it. So let's go over it. So mission that we're talking about is in Honor's Name. It's a faction mission. You're going to get a legendary quality gear set item if you do this mission. Now, again, I say that if you've been playing enough, you know that's not always the case. The items don't always drop. They're aware of it. They are working on it. And you know what? Let me start by saying this. There's going to be no new information on Hawkeye. Okay? There's no new information on Hawkeye, Warhammer, Black Panther, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, replaying the campaign, Super Adaptoid. There's nothing on that. Okay, not a laughing matter. There's just nothing on it right now. So I just want to let you know on this stream, there is no new information that's going to be given. All I'm giving is things I think are going to help the community and kind of what I would like when the devs do come back to a stream. So that out of the way, I'm gonna have to mention it a few times because I do not have it there as a font or text, which it would be cool if I did, because then anyone jumping in the chat for the first time would see it. But here it is. No new information. We're just going through some stuff. Moving on. Modifiers to said mission. Pressure, no automatic recovery of willpower when critically injured. Torpedo is back. Projectile damage, snowball, which is you're gonna freeze. Okay, it's just gonna get increased. Guaranteed epic gear. You got private eye. I'm watching you. Okay, that's a jam. I don't care what you say. That's a jam. So you got private eye mission. I need to do private eye mission just because that song just got stuck in my head. Guaranteed exotic quality, epic quality, and then you can get upgrade module. Your modifiers are famine. Enemies are not going to drop regen packs. You need that if you're squishy. Goliath, increased presence. You get Bane, increase of adaptoids. You're going to get supercharge. Heroic, it's going to charge faster and inflict more damage. Doesn't that sound nice? You get some polys and you get some hero specific gear. Priority, harm challenges. Well, if you do this, you're going to get the Incredible Iron Man 2004 #1, so issue #1. Your modifiers, you get particle damage from the players that are increased. You get projectile damage from torpedo. Let's see what else you got. You got some more modifiers. You got all heroic charges, significantly increased rate. Entering critical health drains all heroic energy. Critical damage again. You got pressure. No automatic recovery of willpower when critically injured. Willpower is their way of saying health. They said willpower because it sounds better, I guess. So this is the comic book they're referring to, the Invincible Iron Man. There you go. That's what you're going for, guys. Mega Hive. You guys already know the Mega Hive. You know the 8 missions. Test your team's might. This week's modifications, they're on the screen. I'm only saying that because I'm pretty sure you guys don't want me to keep reading all these. There we go. We'll wait that out a little bit. And again, if their UI on the screen when you're playing is easier to read, then I don't think you need this detail of what's happening, because basically what they're kind of showing you is they're showing you their idea of targeted loot. and their idea of things that are modified. But if it's in the UI system, if you hit the menu button and it clearly shows, because on the menu it does show. Let me see if I can find it in the picture up here. But yeah, you'll see it here on the mission, and you'll press the button like it's, let's say it's just the symbols. You'll press the button and they'll, you know, show, you know, what it is. But if I feel like if they could tweak it just a little bit, because again, people are still getting lost finding missions and doing the missions in the order in which they're supposed to be done, versus if we just clean it up a little bit. Same thing with the campaign. The campaign is going to come out, and if they don't work on the UI of it, people are going to get lost replaying the campaign, not knowing what order to do what in. I think we're here. Pro tips, and we're gonna have another pro tip today. So another pro tip from Scott Walters, I believe is his name. He's one of the game designers. We had him on the last stream. He's been on the official stream, and he'll be back on this stream. So pro tips: pressure, torpedo, ladder. He's got tips for him. Okay, so those are your tips. If you're just saying, hey, look, man, I've just, for some reason, these modifiers are getting me. How do I? There you go. That's how you do. All right, this is what everybody's looking for. This is your marketplace update. Okay. You got a legendary young outfit from Kate. There you go. Is there any one that really grabs your attention on this? As I go to sip some water. Oh, that's delicious water. I don't know. I don't drink enough water to begin with, let alone can be able to tell you if it's delicious or not. But yeah, this is it. I mean, is there anything that grabs my attention? Maybe the Hulk. I'm in Florida. That's a normal routine of the dress code right there when you're walking around on the beach with Epic on Leche in your hand. Iron Man looks all right, but the one that's at the end of the challenge card looks better in my opinion. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, if I was gonna spend something, and I don't, I'm waiting for Black Panther. I'm waiting for She-Hulk. I'm waiting for Quake. What else am I waiting for? Don't laugh. We're gonna get Quake. Okay, just stop. We're gonna get Quake. I'm waiting for Quake. I can't think. Riri. You know, there's just certain characters I'm waiting for that I hope we get. Moon Girl, Squirrel Girl, would be awesome, and I'll just save it for that, or save it for when the items improve their quality. Now that's it. That's all we got now. So now we're gonna head back, and we have this fake promotional video that I'm gonna walk you through now. How you doing? Oh, well, thank you. Let's go ahead and. Well, it's. Thank you. All right. Well, it's speaking of sleeping again and what she said. Let's take a tour. Here at Crystal Dynamics, we are working tirelessly to bring you the best experience, and we are working all day, all night, in multiple time zones, maybe even different countries. So understand, here, CD, we do care about all the feedback that's getting given to us. We have some exciting stuff that's coming down the pipeline, like Stacy. Stacy over here is working on Gear 2.0, Loot 2.0, RNG 2.0. And what Stacy's doing is she's doing the groundwork, and we're gonna have an amazing thing. You just wait, you see. Hey Stacy, don't worry about me looking over your shoulder. And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. So just be ready for it, okay? Gear 2.0, it's coming. I don't have a date on it. Like I said, we don't have any dates on it, but it's coming. Stacy's one of the people that's working really hard on it. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. Again, Crystal Dynamics, we're out here, we're grinding, we're working. How you guys doing right here? Hi. Carl and Jessica are working on almost finishing up. They're working on two things actually. Super Adaptoid, get that out. You know, it's supposed to have been out when Kate came out, but we had a little issue, and so we're cleaning up a little bit on that. And they're also working on finishing up Hawkeye. I can't show you anything on the screen. I think that's just a map back there, but they're finishing out Hawkeye, and we're going to get a chance to play with Hawkeye, and it's going to be awesome. It's true. It's going to be awesome. So just like I said, get ready for that. But while we get ready for that, let's revisit Hawkeye, shall we? Hawkeye being the newest character to come out, and I've got a chance to see his moves in action. They do look different from Kate. It's going to be a different experience with that. So we got a chance to look at that. Over here we are working and brainstorming around the clock here at Crystal Dynamics, and we are working on getting you, honestly, new gear. And I don't mean like new gear, I mean like new gear like in the marketplace. We want you to have a better experience when you go to the marketplace. When you take your digital money and you spend it, we want to make sure that you have really cool outfits. So we're working on that. We're working on nameplates. We're working on some more emotes, maybe a button so that you can hit multiple emotes. But we're working on it here at Crystal Dynamics. So just understand, guys, we are constantly working. Now, I say all that to move on to my next thing with the community. We are constantly working, but right now we're having an issue. We had an issue where someone on the staff's information was taken and put out there. We don't condone any of that on this program. Try to keep everything peaceful because, again, we're a bunch of cool cats. Okay. Now, with that being said, talks about our community. It shows what our community is become right now. I get it. We all want information. We want to know about this game. It's been 4 months. They haven't said anything, though I've said we're not going to get anything until the new fiscal year. Watch. It's going to be late January, February, March. That's where I think it's going to kick off. So it's going to really pick up. But again, we had an issue where certain people in the community, I deemed it as a civil war, are at sides, at war with each other. And they're saying, I mean, we're saying hateful stuff. We're saying things are like hateful things. Things are being said about people. People are being harassed, even if they're not the one involved. Just the name getting mentioned on a forum gives prop for videos to be made about the person, or not even the person. Sometimes the person's significant other, like I've said in past videos. Cooler heads prevail. But as of right now, especially with the fact that no real significant information has come out in the last 4 months, there's no roadmap. Mind you, I don't want a roadmap. I'm not ignoring you, Roy. Roy, come on, Roy. Roy, don't be like that, buddy. You see, I'm working on a program. We're doing the tour. We got everybody over here. I'm not ignoring you, buddy. I'll be over there in a little bit, okay? Roy, he's lovable, to be honest. Sometimes he just gets a little lonely, don't we all? Again, I understand it. Some of it is warranted, and when I say some of it, I mean the part of constructive criticism towards the launch of this game, or the beta before the game came out, or the price being lowered, or the financial information that came out about Square and Disney, Marvel, and what they've done with this game. the fact that you see games like Mother Loving Ham Sandwich, Fortnite just finished a pack that had Taskmaster in it, Captain Marvel, and Black Panther. And you watch that and you're saying, man, I want that. But we don't get Black Panther right now because we were under the impression, excuse me, that because of, it's like I have to bring it up every time, but the death of Chadwick, rest in peace, sleep in peace, King. They showed that message of his passing, and we expected that, and they showed his logo, and they said we were going to show you something amazing, but we just weren't able to. That's kind of what they implied. But it's been 4 months, and I don't think anything changed that process of Wakanda coming out, or this character being played, or a teaser trailer. I don't think any of that matters because they've got to get some other things taken care of. They've got to flesh out both of these archers, and I don't mean that as a shade. These two characters, they have to work on the gear, the loot, the replayability, the multiplayer experience. So they've got more things they need to work on that go before, in my opinion, putting out a raid. Because if, let's say the raid is going to be out next month, it's not, but let's say it is. If it is, that's going to be horrible. But let's say the raid Wakanda comes out next month. You haven't really gone over the gears. You haven't put something as simple as a loadout or a lock for item. For something as significant as a raid, in most cases what happens is you're going to get tested. It's either going to be a DPS test, a tank test. It could be a scenario where they're like, hey, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take away your ability to use heroic abilities, right? And if they do that, it's going to be interesting because a lot of players are running around with really powerful hitting builds and they're squishy. So moving on, Crystal Dynamics are doing playtesting. I don't have the link for it, but you can Google and get the link. But they're playtesting for this game, and what does that mean? That means you can test new modes, new missions, new things that they're working on. I think this is a phenomenal idea. One, it helps tweak and get the bugs out. Two, to me, it creates a hype. And three, I guess you get immediate feedback from some of the players in the game. So they're asking what level you are in the game, which is weird because I think they get that information if they just look at your email, because they're sending out emails currently, give or take what email you have linked to the game, and it tells you a rundown of all your characters, power level and gear level. So there's that. Let's finish with what we're doing on the other side when it comes to Hawkeye. I'm excited about this character, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited because it's new, it's something new. I'm not excited like, hey, this is gonna be one of the main or even my top 4. Hawkeye is not gonna be, to be honest, I mean, I do the mission with Hawkeye. I don't have any plans to get Hawkeye to end level. It's just, now Kate, yes, I like Kate's character. Maybe I'll play with Hawkeye and I'll change my mind, but honestly, I think it's great for the community. I think a lot of people want to play with them, and that's awesome. So that was from IGN. I could not find one officially from Marvel's Avenger. I don't know why they didn't have it that way, but let's see. Let's keep looking. We already did the war table. We talked about that. We looked at what the marketplace has to offer. And now I want to look at some of the awesome images from the community. So the first one we're going to look up is, and we're going to go through Twitter for this, so you're going to see me bouncing in and out of Twitter, but we're going to go through the first one. The first one, I'm saying the name right, Riffian. He's great in the community. I've seen him in a lot of different forums, Discord, but he's doing what he does, his love for Captain America. And let's look at some really awesome pictures from him and other people in the community. Look at that. Look at that, man. I mean, it just, even looking at it, I want to just click it and like spin it around to see the damage of whatever it is that he's destroying. I don't know if that's a bot he incinerated, but look at that. That lighting glare off of there. And again, you can see these images on Twitter. And you can follow him if you want to continue to get these awesome shots. Look at that, like this up here, just almost like it's muted from color. Kind of like a flash thing right here. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And this is the thing I was talking about. Lejeune, shout out Lejeune out there grinding. But you got an email like this, and in the email it shows you your power level for each character. So a lot of people are like, man, I'm getting exposed here. I'm finding out that I don't have certain characters leveled, or you're seeing a nice little average from the community. But then they also hint at what we already know, which is Hawkeye coming soon. So again, check your email, whatever's connected to the account. Outer Rims, I've talked about him last time on the show. This guy, this person just gets it. Another great VP in the community. Look at that picture, man. That's something you use for your banner on your social media. Buster. That's cool. Like the lighting on it. It's a really good looking game. Has a really good combat system. That's why, we can't wait to kind of get into getting some new things in the game and some things improved. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Catman. He was actually on the stream we did before. We showed some of his pictures. So, Kate, I blow things up and walk away dramatically, okay? What? Man, that's crazy. It's getting hot in here, okay? Okay. All right. I wonder what's happening here. Is that just the arrow taking off? And that's the blinding light. But I mean, look at all that back there. I'm pretty sure this is her being a damage buff has been proc. Okay. Follow the light. Bum, 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 bum. Let's keep going through it. Again, the name. He's been doing it since been doing it. I saw this a while ago. I'm glad I'm able to put it out there on the channel. That is an awesome picture. And guys, to be honest, this is the only Civil War that the community needs right here. This right here, this storyline, and an awesome game. All that other crap, unnecessary, completely unnecessary. We looked at that last week. Oh, Tony Bing. All right, so let's show this off. All right, so you guys should know Tony. If you don't know him, go ahead, check him out. He does YouTube videos, really good ones actually. And what he did was, he went in and he made character sheets for every character. So what I'll do is I'll go through this and I'll just tick through it really slowly. Well, technically you could also screenshot it and you could rewind, because this will be on video on demand. It would also be on video on demand on YouTube. Appreciate my subscribers over there, but moving on. But yeah, basically he's like, if you're looking for a certain item, he tells you where to get this item. Captain America. That, but the previous one was Black Widow. So this is Captain America. So again, if you're like, man, I need a chest plate, this is what it does. This is where you can get it, Elite Hive. Going against an elite boss, these are the pieces you can get. These are what these pieces do. You're going to go with the Elite Heroic Hive. Well, this is what you can get. So if you see your favorite content creator and you're like, man, they got this piece, where do they get it from? There goes your Elite Hive. Iron Man, same thing. Like I said, elite bosses. Let's see. Let's try something. Let's do that. Elite Heroic Hive. If you're just jumping in on the Dadadpanther, and what we're going through is Tony Bang Gaming not too long ago dropped a info sheet on each character and letting you know what missions to do to get what pieces as you build your character. And a lot of us are getting ready. Not me. When I say us, I don't mean me. A lot of people in the community are working to get characters for the raid. They've already maxed out their characters and like, hey, listen, I'm focused on getting ready for the raid or any content that's like that. So again, this lets you know if you're doing the Elite Heroic Hive and you're trying to get whatever part, it lets you know this is what you'll get from there if it drops. And this will let you know the perk and things of that nature. Now, if, in a perfect world, if I could farm, I don't know, feel like my time is valued, and I spend a lot of time on it, I think I would focus on making Miss Marvel a support healer. I kind of have her doing that now, but I would also like to make each character a tank. I would like to make each character a tank where they can just tank ridiculous amount of damage. Thor. And again, if you're just joining, you're just tuning in, and I don't really play the game when I'm doing these streams. It's more or less I'm trying to, I guess, I want to say help the community in a way, or just do something that's towards adding to the community rather than taking away from the community. And the devs were not able to stream this week, and as they work on that, I just thought it'd be really cool if I went through some stuff that I would like to do on the stream, things that would give back to the community. So I want Kate Bishop, which is a character I'm actually working on to level up. Like, I've got her power level 50, but I need to go and grind out gear, basically just doing fault missions over and over again, but something different. All right, so we're looking at that. We're out of it. All right, that's it there. So let's head back. Oh, it should be in here, right? Let's check out. Is it really? It's the best day of your life? Let's check out anything. Well, I mean, when Gear 2.0, Loot 2.0 comes out, I think if they did that, you would see more people look at that reset and saying, man, there's some really good stuff here. Roy, do you dance? I feel like you'd be a good dancer. But the issue is, like, let's say you bought something, right? Let's say I bought this. I mean, I got the resources for it, but the issue is I would only really be buying it to my character, yeah, a little drift, have my character level up. And um kinda, yeah, kinda buddy. Let's go this way. Look at the map, all the issues that are going on in the map. So before we jump around on the map, what we will do is look at my objectives. One of the things the survey asked was, the survey is like, did you finish reigning supreme? I'm like, no, but it's not for a lack of trying. It just, like I said, like if you look, you see all the exotics that are sitting here that I could just do, and then look at me, I get these exotics. Just, it's such a grind. Such a grind. Oh, and then I didn't even tell you about what happened with my PlayStation, right? So I got a PlayStation 4 base. I want to say I've had it since it released. Right? And I was playing Marvel's Avengers. It was right after the stream that we just did. And then it was loading, you know, where the superheroes are doing their poses. And it was loading. And it just, the PlayStation just died on me. It just crashed. It just, that was it. It was gone. I was like, what? So I'm trying to turn it on, off, it's not listening. On, off, nothing. It's like a brick. It's a paperweight. It's a really cool looking paperweight. I was like, oh man, I have no idea what to do. And I'm in Discord talking to some cool people, and some cool cats are telling me, hey, look, what you need to do is you need to check the HDMI. It could be that. And sure enough, I think that's what it is, because what you're watching is me on PlayStation 4. But I'm using the remote PlayStation app, or whatever you want to call it, the program. So that's allowing me to be able to do this right now. But in actuality, I can't see it on my Elgato or even plug it into another TV. So I've got to switch HDMI cables and hope that's what it is, or get that port fixed, or get a PlayStation 5, which I've been unsuccessful so far. So that's that. That is that. I think what we'll do is we're going to move into this part. It's with Sonic Photo. You can check Sonic Photo on YouTube. Got 800 subscribers right now, new to the scene. But in January, early January, maybe the second week of January, he dropped a video, and the video is basically basics of photo mode, the guide. So I'm just gonna let this play. I'm gonna kill the music and let this play. And there you go. The music is killed. We did that. Remember, if you want to be a cool cat, all I need you to do is hit the follow button. Now, maybe you're just popping for a little bit. Hit the follow button. Check me out another time. Maybe there's a game that I'm playing that you're interested in. I do play The Division 2. I play Marvel's Avengers. I like to play retro games, like old wrestling games, so I play those. I do want to play Injustice 2, just because I'm horrible at fighting games, but I do like the look of that game, so I'm just curious. And there's other games I want to try. I have a good PC. I have, you know, a majority of systems to mess with, so it just depends on whatever I'm in the mood for. So it could be just like the sound of my voice and the flow of the show. If that's the case, like I said, hit the follow button and you become a cool cat. So without further ado, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get into Sonic Photo. Opportunity to sit down with him in this fake interview as he helps us take awesome pictures. Awesome pictures that you can do too. All you gotta do is just listen to this guy.
Hello Avengers, today I'm gonna give you a guide on some of the basics on how to make cool photos on photo mode on the game. This is just gonna be some tips for you to follow so you can make your photos be better, focusing on certain angles, certain lighting, and hope that I can inspire you to make more cool photos in the game. So we're starting off here. I want to show you some dark environment while also showing you how to take shots of action. So in this particular moment, you can see that enemies are spawning, and what's happening right now? That spawning is causing lighting. This was a very dark room, but with the spawning effect, now it's a bit more lighted, and that's one of the key things that you want to focus on when working on photo mode. Be on alert for lighting. So let's begin with the basics on what you can do with the photo mode. You can go with free camera or the orbit camera. The orbit camera just circles around your character, but it doesn't give you the freedom to explore more apart from those angles. So usually I recommend that you just stay with the free camera. So now we're just gonna line this up, and one of the big key things is the depth of field. If you want to highlight your character, turning on the depth of field is very important. As you can see, now all the details is focused on Cap. You don't see in high detail all the noise on the background. Instead, you're making your subject be highlighted. And that's the most key important thing when taking shots of the Avengers themselves in these environments. Because sometimes the environment may not be the most interesting or it just has too much detail. But when you do this, you create an action look that really makes the character pop out. I chose this angle because the teleporting lighting is making Cap pop out. If I use Cap on another angle, like this one right here, he's much more darker because the background is also darker and he gets a bit lost in the back. However, when you have a lighted background, it creates a silhouette effect so you can see the character just pop out of the environment. So we're gonna try some bit of action. Now here's something I don't recommend when taking your pictures. When you have these glowing effects on you, I mean, if you like them, it's absolutely fine. But for my personal preference, I feel like they tend to remove you from the character. Now, always make sure to pay attention to your action in your combat. Learn what's the combat like and explore all the angles possible of that action scene. Taking this moment for example. Now, action can be complicated because sometimes it has a blurry effect, so you have to move around your camera to find what's the best perspective here. So right now we're just focusing on finding our best angle. And again, the depth of field. Right now there was a lot of detail in that background, but now with the depth of field blurring everything else, we're absolutely highlighting and making the action of Cap hitting his shield pop out, apart from all the effects involved on it. In this particular instance, for action, the key thing is always timing. Always try to pause at the right time and keep on trying until you get the exact second that you want the action. And be sure to zoom in and zoom out of shots so you can see more details. Sometimes you like it more close. Other times you can get a zoom out angle where you can see details on the floor like you can see right here. You can also move around the camera and explore what else is going on in the scene. These aim drones right here that you can take shots of. You can also analyze the details of the aim robots knocked down by your shield. Or you can also explore what your other companions are doing. In this case, they're a little too far to really do too much with them, so we're just gonna focus on the Cap. So I'm gonna try to angle myself here and find the best spot that makes me happy. With the actor visibility, it helps you decide if there's anything interfering in your environment, like if your companions are in the way. And then with the filters, you can explore which lighting that you like more. Usually I try to keep the same lighting of the game, but sometimes you may have another preference, like if you want a black and white, or you wanted to make it seem like it's more underwater, or some gamma effects, like just any effects that you want to realize that may highlight that character more. But personally, I prefer for this one, this very same setting, because it's natural effect of doing this attack with Cap. Now we have a situation here where everything's pretty dark. However, these dark moments are very good when you have a lot of special effects. This is why I chose this particular skin of StarTech, because he has a lot of glowing elements. So his eyes are glowing and his stars are glowing, and because I blocked that shot from that turret, I have all these particle effects that I just timed perfectly to get this shot in. So while he may be a bit dark, we're focusing on color glows right here. And this is how you explore your color glowing. In this case, I'm removing Hulk as well because he's ruining my shot. And you can always boost up the brightness a little bit if it's a little too dark for you, and then play with filters. The filters are also very good if the environment happens to be too dark. Sometimes the right color change can make that environment or character pop out for you. Just keep exploring, keep pressing your filters, keep zooming in and out, keep checking for angles. Like, I really like this shot more closed up like this, but maybe this angle is something that you like more, like you like the details of the arm here, or maybe you want to go for a full body, focusing with the leg pose, or you want to see his back, try to analyze his shield. Like, there's so many ways you could analyze and take the shot right here. Just always keep in mind the depth of field when doing this exploration, because it always changes depending on the angle that you're on. Here I'm going to show you an example of outside lighting and what to keep in mind. So for example, you have this sun, that's the light source. It's right behind me, so you see that the light is coming from that sun. And when you turn around, you see that my character is well lighted. And then when I give the back to the sun, I'm a bit more darker, it's more shadowy. That's what you always have to keep in mind with light sources. And then you have to decide what exactly you want to do. There is no right or wrong on what you do with the light source. So here's an action moment. As you can see, my Iron Man is pretty well lighted because again I'm using the light of the sun that's in my favor. I'm not giving the back to it, so the sun is giving me light. So we're gonna do again the depth of field, never forget it. And now we're gonna play around with the angles of what we can do here. So this, for example, makes for a pretty good action shot where you can see in the distance the robot head, and then you see Iron Man in the pose of just finishing the action. Now it doesn't have to be just this shot, you can also explore and zoom around and maybe make Iron Man the entire focus of the scene. And now with this shot you can see the debris of the robot in the middle of the action, but the sole focus is Tony right now in this shot. You can also explore and see the robot, and you can make a whole shot of just the robot in danger. And as you can see here, yes, this robot has some kind of black blood, and it's something that maybe you never even notice, but when you actually go in photo mode you will notice a lot of interesting details. Now here's a problematic situation where this action is pretty cool, but you have this blur effect all the time. You can still do the shot, but it's always going to be blurry no matter what character you move it to. So that's something you have to always keep in mind when doing action photos, because sometimes the effect is affecting the entire screen of the game and it affects completely your shot. So, while we're here, I'm going to talk to you about the rules of the third. This just means about framing your subject. Why is it a thing? Why does it have to be corner left or corner right or center? Because it's the best way to highlight your character. And if specifically you want to just highlight your character, then usually you go with center. But if you want to highlight your character in a certain environment that you would like to focus on, corner it to the left or to the right. So another key important thing is about medium shots, full body shots. If you're doing a medium shot, you gotta be up to the stomach of the picture. You can't do a shot like this where you're showing me half of the legs, because it is not really telling me anything. I can't tell if Iron Man is flying here, and I can't tell what he's meant to express either. It's not close enough, but it's not far enough either. You're cutting me the subject to a point where it's not telling me anything. So when you're zoomed in, You're focusing me on the expression, you're focusing me on the mind of the character. And then when you do this full shot, you're telling me what the character is doing. So in this case, I can see that he's flying. I can see what's going on entirely with the subject. So ultimately, what I mean by this is try to focus on what you want to tell with your image. The other thing is always be on the lookout for shapes. I really like this shape of aim right here. So I'm gonna pause right here. I see that Tony's angled in a way his view right now on the head, so I think that was a perfect moment to pause it. Depth of field again, and look at how well lighted Tony is on both sides. But mainly, the shape is actually making me pay attention to Tony more because the shape on this environment, which in this case is the AIM logo, is telling me here's a subject. So that's another thing that you can do with backgrounds. Make the background tell me this is the subject. This is what I want to tell on this image. So you have here this one very particular cool scene of the underwater Black Widow mission. Here we're gonna play around with an emote, which is another thing that you can definitely recommend to do is play around with the emotes that you got. And then with this scene right here, adjusting a little bit the blur and then adjusting, playing around with some of the filters, I can pretty much create the idea and illusion that he's kind of underwater. Even though he is underwater, but it's not literally underwater, but with some of the filters and playing around, I can give the illusion that he's in fact on the water right now. And this is all thanks to the background helping me make the subject pop out. Another favorite moment here is just going down by the tunnel. You will also notice more circle patterns. And we're gonna again depth of field, layering a bit with it. We're gonna remove the actors on the background. It's only about me. And there you go. He's pretty much in the center. And the tunnel itself, the way the lines are moving, everything's moving toward my subject. Like the tunnel is leading me to Tony in the photo. But maybe you prefer going in center, that's fine as well. I'm just giving you some ideas of how I prefer them myself, but maybe you prefer another thing. Maybe you prefer this other angle. You like to showcase more the water, but you really like the lines that are drawn here. This is also another good shot. There's no such thing as a bad shot itself. It's just your personal preference in terms of angles. I'm just giving you what's important to make your shots stand out more. In this case, using shapes and lighting to make your subjects stand out, and using the special tools that the game has with the depth of field, camera angles, and filters. So I hope this guide inspired you a little bit to play around with your shots. I also recommend checking out other great, very great photographers of this game like Rifian. He does amazing work on this game. A lot of his photos have been featured on the weekly blogs. You can also check him out on Twitter. But there's also very other talented folks you can see featured on the weekly blogs as well. Ultimately, I want to do this because I know some people that really like seeing pictures on photo mode and are always confused on how to start, how to think of a picture. So hopefully this inspires you a little bit to think outside the box. I also recommend other communities that focus on game photography like the Gametographers, a really great team of people that are very supportive and have a lot of streams about game photography in different games, including this one, but they also do other games like Horizon, Cyberpunk, and many more. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this guide and inspires you. See you next time, Avengers.
Oh man. Oh man, that was fun. Well, that was different, right? Right? Again, I mean, no disrespect or shade towards the devs. The whole idea of this is to add to the community, not take away. And doing something like that, I think, is what the community needs. Like, it needs to be the streams need to be informative, they need to be fun. And I get some technical issues and limitations, and the learning curve that is streaming and putting on a show, and I'm new to it, so I'm not saying that like, hey, you should do this because wag my finger. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm a new guy, new channel, new YouTube, still figuring this all out. I don't have the know-how and the backing of CD, where I believe they could do a better job. They could do a better job, honestly. Cool cat. Okay. Thank you for joining. So I just think they can do a better job. They could do a much better job. So you're going to see me probably, honestly, not post videos, but show other people's work in the community and not my own. I don't think I'll post my own. I think it's more of like a shy thing, or I guess, of my own critic. But yeah, since this situation happened with how toxic this community is, I feel like I said, it's like a civil war. We all have to kind of pick a side, and like, my side's better than yours. Well, if I can break down both sides as simple as I can, right? And again, this is my opinion. What you're seeing is you have, it seems like it's one individual, right? We know who this is. It's one individual that is preying on the fact that the community is in need of information. They're in need of accountability, and they're in need of some type of resemblance of how things are supposed to be. Like when you play the Division, I play the Division 2, that's my main game. I know when the vendors are going to reset, and I know that content creators that same day are going to tell me what vendors I need to stop at to get gear. And sometimes it's really good gear. So you need to do it. You need that information. It's helping each other out. We put something in the game, content creators can add to it and do stuff. You don't have that in this game. You don't have that. I know that if I'm playing the Division 2, and don't get me wrong, it's not a perfect game. Even with Destiny, Doom, whatever your thing is. But there's some type of flow. There's some type of communication. Even when you watch Sea of Thieves, I believe is on Xbox and PC. When they do their streams, there's technical issues. They're trying to do green screen, and they press a button, it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. But there's a flow. I can't remember who said it. It was an architect that said something like, form follows function. It goes together. If you design something the right way, the function will just flow. And that's what we're seeing. We're not seeing any flow. I know it sounds like some Von Sway. It's not what I'm trying to say on it. I'm going to show you something, right? I know a lot of people are asking for a roadmap. And I've said multiple times, I don't want a roadmap. Because if you look at CD Projekt Red for Cyberpunk, they came with a roadmap, and that roadmap was blah. That roadmap was a little small line. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find said roadmap, right? So Cyberpunk comes out with a roadmap, and when they did, I feel like if we get that in the Marvel community, that's gonna be so blah. And I could honestly see people saying, oh, well, you asked for it. This is what you wanted. It's not what I wanted. Let me see, I think I found it. But it's not. It's not letting me. Alright, so I'll put it there. Again, I'm figuring this out. So again, if they're having technical issues, I get it. I get a technical issue, but we're working through it. So let me show you this. Let's go on this. This is the roadmap. Oh, that looks actually pretty smooth. Man, that looked good. I really thought it was gonna look all messed up. Ah, I'm doing it. Mama, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Hey, we try to have a good time on the show, okay? Everybody in here, you're a cool cat, and I appreciate that. Hit the follow button. Continue to be a cool cat. So this is Cyberpunk 2077's roadmap. This is their official roadmap. It's crazy over there, and they said, we need a roadmap, we need accountability. They were asking for it. Boom, we got one. Now, their roadmap came out faster than Marvel's Avengers, and like Adams Miller, Adams, I like to call him in the streets, it means streets of Toronto. He said that Cyberpunk went on sale faster than Marvel did. Okay, and they only went on sale on the console version because that's where they had the issues. But even that Cyberpunk was having these issues, it still was at one point a top 5 game, and then the month of December was the #1 game still purchased. Yes, their fan bases died down on stream. You either beat the game or you kind of you'll come back to it as they add stuff to it. Mods are constantly tweaking this game for the better and adding some really cool features and things inside the game. But why do I show you the roadmap for Cyberpunk? Well, simply, this is what the roadmap would look like for Marvel's Avengers. Now, you're probably saying, well, but we have something. Well, for someone who has Cyberpunk on PC, and I had no issues with Cyberpunk, sorry if you had issues with it, let me break down on this why this doesn't work for us. Now, they show you the release date. Okay, we've already passed that. We had a release date. But if you look at the hot fixes, right, you got 04, 05, 06, and I think they just yesterday came out with 1.10. Those already happened, but it's on their new roadmap. Okay, fine, benefit of the doubt. It was 2020. Nobody even wants to talk about that year. So let's look at the part that says 2021. That's what we're looking for, to infinity and beyond. If you look at it, it shows patch 0.1, 0.2. They've already revealed that those are the 2 biggest patches that they're putting out for the game, and that is not their redemption, but they're really clinging on a January patch, really big, and a February patch, really big. But we already knew that, but here it is on the roadmap. Then there's that gray area right there that says multiple updates right here. But we knew that. It's a live service game. It's the life of the game. There's things that have to be done, vendors, balancing. It's normal. Then up here, free DCL or DLCs. I don't know what the other thing I just said. That's a no-duh as well, because this was supposed to come out here. The plan was always that this new storylines and things of that nature was supposed to come out near the release, because they had multiple. That's why there's an S on it. They've got multiple. So the goal was, we're so good, we're going to give you the brand new content, and then we're going to keep hitting with you. Oh, and that didn't work. And then right here, free next-gen console update. That was supposed to be closer up, but clearly it's been pushed back. And I get it. Pandemic, fires, elections, give or take where you live at, things aren't the norm. But does this not look similar to what we're going through right now? The game comes out, they do some fixes, they give us some significant patches to make the game more stable. People are still having issues. Free downloadable content is Kate, Super Adaptoid, Hawkeye, things of that nature. People like Miller or Super Rebel keeping the hype up, which we needed. Trust me, we need it. And other content creators. And then we're supposed to get that next-gen console update so it can look like PC, but not play as poorly as PC does. Please note I do want to buy it on PC as well, but I won't unless it's like $10. But let's look at another thing, right? Let me see this one. Let me see if I can find it. This is what I want. This is what I want when they come back out of the office, they've got their game plan. This is what I want. I don't want a roadmap. Not to mention, this is Marvel. Why can't you just mimic what Marvel does? Now, this is Marvel's phase 4, I believe. Their phase, yes, that's right there. Phase 4. Somebody on Reddit, the name's right there. Let me see if I can. I'm not gonna try. I was gonna try to zoom in, but I don't mess something up. I don't mess something up, so we're not gonna do it. But anyways, I think I just do it this, right? Look at us. We're figuring this out on the show. We're figuring things out. Again, no shade, not shade at the devs. I believe this is something they could do. So, anyways, this is someone on Reddit. They said, "Hey, look, here's the movie, television show, COVID-19 update." Now, each thing has a date, but more importantly, some of these, like Loki and the What If, just has a season: spring, summer, fall for Hawkeye. I think that's how they should do it. They should honestly just do it where, hey, look, we're going to show you a small thing briefly, and that's it, and go from there. It holds accountability. We know what's coming out. It gives you wiggle room when you say fall versus February 2nd. That's just me. Now, I hope this was fun. I hope this was informative. I appreciate the conversations. I appreciate picking up today two new. I say new. Let's go ahead and click this and get rid of this. And go back here. Just in case it was covered. Let me do this. There we go. Still learning, still figuring this out. Just in case you weren't able to see it, we picked up some cool cats. An actual mole. Thank you. Following the new channel. You're a cool cat. Appreciate that. Really, I do. We got another one. Okay, that's okay. Appreciate you're a cool cat. Actually, he's dropped 2 videos on YouTube talking about the community. And I like what I'm seeing. Lejeune has jumped into it. I can't remember all the names. But if you look on YouTube, the Civil War is happening. And people are stepping up and they're saying, hey, look, what's going on? And some are kind of like me, like, hey, I'm reporting the news. This is what's going on. Watch out. I'm not gonna give you all the details, but keep your head low. And then others are like, shame, or negative something. So I hope as a community we work our way out of this. We're better than that, people. We're playing a game where we're superheroes. Think about that. We're playing a game where we're superheroes and we're having these issues. It's crazy. Now, I'm going to end the show just like I always do. No, we did not play the game today. I didn't think we were going to play the game. We just chilled. We just talked for about an hour and 20 minutes. We went over the devs war table. We did that. We got a lesson from... It was from Sonic Photo. And that was cool. That was really cool. We went over that. That was cool. I got one more thing, actually. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. It's on their Twitter. So let me scroll down and look for that one. I'm making pancakes. No, I'm making French toast. I'm making French toast as soon as we finish this. And that's going to be awesome. Can't wait to do that. The family's going to love that. I can hear them moving and bumbling around upstairs. I can hear them. I found some more cool pictures I want to show off before I forget. Yeah, let's look at these. Let's look at these real quick. Let's look at this. All right, so again, we have Some more cool pictures. This one here, let me see if I can find out who it's from. Ziggy Picks. Yeah, you don't want to be on the opposite end of that arrow. I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away. That's the vibe I got from that one. That was awesome. Or almost like the end of the Hulk, the 70s show. I don't know, I'm dating myself here. He would always just seem to be walking. At the end of whatever town he just screwed up by changing into the Hulk. He just walks down the street and hitchhikes a ride. Oh, look at that. That's heroic. Okay. Okay. Just jump into it. Jump into it. This was a cool picture as well. If I titled this, I'll call it Sweet Chin Music. Technically to the gut, but we'll take it. These were beautiful. I remember when I did the mission, I couldn't resist looking at. Now, it would be nice if the setting was slightly different, but just the change of the color scheme was eye-catching, and it was something you completely noticed. Wow. Wow. That's nice. That's really nice, honestly. The lighting that's coming off that's a nice picture. Yeah. That's a nice picture. Ooh. It gets nicer. She has a costume like this as well. That is the only one I want. It's the one like the cat print. I think it's gonna go perfect side by side with Black Panther, Miss Marvel, and Hulk. Those are my main that I'm running in with. Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange later down the road. She's looking at me like, "Oh, so you're not gonna add me to the group? You're on the group now, Kate. But at some point it's gonna be Miss Marvel for the heal, Hulk for the damage / tank. It would be DPS or crowd control for Black Panther, and then I don't know, crowd control or power from Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel. But you're on the fourth now. You're part of the group now. All right, let's see. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. It's a cool picture. A little spiky. No, we looked at those. We didn't look at this one. The same person, but we didn't look at this one. Look at that. That's cool. And I think they're going to update. They need to update. Here we go. This is where we want to go.
Get good with Sky.
Did you know? Kate Bishop has joined the Avengers and is taking aim at AIM with her world-class archery skills and swordsmanship. Use the heavy combo or demolition charge arrows to launch enemies into the air and juggle them mercilessly. Parry with Quantum Shift and follow up with Quantum Arc to deal epic combat damage. But when enough is enough, supercharge all of Kate's attacks with her ultimate heroic, Quantum Overdrive. Fire arrows made from quantum energy or unleash arcs of cutting force with each sword swing, while being shrouded in a defensive energy barrier that absorbs damage. For more tips and strategies, visit playavengers.com.
Marvel's Avengers Pro Tips. Get good with Sky.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So that's what I wanted to show. That was the one where I was like, man, I'm forgetting something. And I remembered what it was. So again, just to recap. We didn't play any Marvel's Avengers. That's not what we're here for. If I did, I would like to play as a group, and I just got my system somewhat alive. We talked about the patch notes and things that there's really no patch notes, but the War Table blog update we went through some really cool art and photo modes from the community. We talked to Sonic Photo, helped us come up with better picture taking. And who else? We went to Scott Walters, one of the game developers. You just saw him give his tips on Kate. This stream, I say it's a fake stream. I'm not trolling. There's no shade to the devs. Love for the devs. Love for Andy, LK, Phil, the trio, Calex, if I'm saying his name right, There's some awesome people in this community, but there's also some toxic people in this community. And we're having an issue right now. We're having this little mini civil war, and we just need to snuff this crap out so we can move on. So I understand the devs taking time off and not coming back to the stream. So my thing is, let me put out a stream for the community for a game that I'm enjoying playing, that I'm hyped about the new stuff that's coming up. At the same time, it's okay to be real and be critical, to say, look, we want more information. We want certain things. It's been 4 months. It's been 4 months since you looked at me. Bam, bam. I couldn't get that out of my head. Just be respectful about it. There's no reason to put other people's information out there. There's no reason to talk about other people's loved ones. There's so much going on in the world right now at us. There's no reason for us to be going at each other. Okay? I hope you get real life RNG, really good real life RNG. If you do not forget that you can craft RNG, or at least craft some stuff until you get better RNG. You know what they say, life gives you lemons. You take a drop, bloop, and a whole glass of vodka, okay? And make sure you're over the age, give or take where you're at, and it's 5 o'clock somewhere. You know what I mean? Happy hour. You could have been anywhere in the world and you're here. I appreciate you making today a part where I get to share your day. Thank you. For the people who watch this on video on demand, you're awesome. I mean, I see the numbers; it goes double digits, and that's new to me. Because again, a lot of points as a new streamer, you're just talking to yourself. So let's end the show like we always end the show, with this quote. This is precisely the time when artists go to work. There is no time for despair, no place for self-pity, no need for silence, no room for fear. We speak, we write, we do language. That is how civilizations heal. Once again, the Dad Panther, this is what the stream is about. Just chill, we play video games, man, and we get to connect with people. Now, if that sounds too Hallmark, we are the world, that's just what it is. And yeah, I tend to sing from time to time. Sin too. I'm not perfect. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to raid someone. That's what I'm going to try to do. I don't know how to do that though. So bear with me. Bear with me.
Bye.
All right, so we're at the ending screen. And I'm currently clicking buttons in the background and trying to find how do you raid? How do you do that? So, okay, I see a button that says raid, and I've talked to people that put the stream together, and I said, look, we need to raid at the end of the stream. Find someone new who, you know, doesn't have that many followers or whatever the case is, and let's do that. So we're gonna go Johnny Rocker. Let's raid. Let's go see what he's about. Let's spread the love. Be respectful when you go on there. Be hyped. If you're a bot and you're not gonna talk, that's fine. I'm glad you're here, to be honest. Okay, I clicked the button. Let's give me a countdown. Okay. And now I can raid. Good morning. No, thank you. All right, let's see. Yeah, you.